Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can apply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi or hey. Use other people's emotes. If you don't feel like chatting, you don't have to. I want to give a shout out to Squish Vix, who just followed. Thank you very much. Welcome. And I hope you're all doing well out there on the internet. Mr. Hadel's here saying good evening. Good evening to you. Lashbrook is here. Welcome, Lashbrook. I'm excited for tonight. We've been done with the top of our Magnum, our H2 Magnum, and then we did the waist, and then we did various components of the legs, but we haven't put them all together. And that's what we got to do tonight is we got to finish building the components for the legs and then kind of put everything together here, and of course parts of the side skirt as well. I'm sure there's a component for that. But yeah, we're making some good progress today on this kit. I'm excited for tonight to hang out. I don't have a particular game plan on discussions for the evening necessarily. Of course, we can always talk about the kit as I'm building it. I guess we can probably give a little lip service to Nicki Minaj's terrible tweet. Perhaps my thoughts on the Met Gala, I guess, or as I like to call it, the Meh Gala, because I don't particularly care. I guess I just don't really have an opinion on the Met Gala, but that is this evening. Um, I don't think Big E Langston is going to win the WWE title tonight. He's said he's cashing in his Money in the Bank opportunity, and my gut says that he will lose. Or he won't actually cash in, and they asked him to announce it to promote tonight, as so people would tune in, a la, like the whole, like, it's just, it's a ratings grab. People would be interested in seeing him do that. Um, but I think he'll be unsuccessful, or he won't actually cash in. Those are my guesses. I would love to be wrong. It would be great if I was wrong. Big E becomes a champion tonight. That would kick ass. What? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Let's see. I want to check another thing here. But yeah, model kit building, hanging out. That's the plan for tonight. Hope you're all ready for it. Looks like we're gonna have kind of a light evening tonight. Just a few friends hanging out, which is okay. It happens. I'm hoping a few more friends decide to join us this evening, but if not, that's okay. We had a good turnout on Saturday, like a legit, surprisingly good turnout on Saturday, which is nice because sometimes Saturdays are not that busy around here, around these parts. So that was lovely. All right, I'm going to retweet my tweet. Let's see if we can get a few more friends to join us. Perhaps we will. I don't know. And I'm getting some likes on that tweet, which is nice. My fun related to the current main character on Twitter. So we'll go there ahead. Here's our Magnum here. You can see got our main body, got our waist, got some leg components. We're working on the feet right now. I got to add in some stuff. Aristophan's here. Welcome, Aristophan. Saying even Pat and chat. Good evening to you, Aristophan. Happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we need G13 and G9, and it says tightly fit parts as far as they go. Okay. We're almost done with the feet here, and then we'll. So I was wondering about this kit, the H2 Magnum. I'm not super familiar with it, just not in general, right? I was wondering. I was like, why is this kit such an odd composition? Like, there's a lot of like unique tricks to this kit that was surprising to me, and I figured it out because I looked ahead in the manual because it's not on the box. This kit transforms. It's got a transformation mode, and I didn't fucking know that. I didn't know it had like a flight mode. I mean, it's on the front of the manual, and I didn't even notice it. So I shouldn't say it's not there. I should say I didn't see it there. But yeah, it's got a transformation mode, so that explains a lot about this kit and the parts that I thought was weird about it. It's just it's got like yeah, because anytime a foot does like this, like a like really move bends like that, that's usually an indication. I was like, this has got a lot of bend to it. I don't know what's going on with this kit. Well, now I do. And I should have known that that's what was going on. It was silly of me to not realize. So, yeah, a fun surprise for me. Like, I knew it had the funnels on the shoulder and the funnels could come off and be weapons. Like, I was aware of that. But I was not aware that that it was a transformer. And that's cool. I'm happy it is. Let's see. I guess we don't have to, but we could probably talk about Nicki Minaj's bad tweet. Um, the context for this is that Nicki Minaj was tweeting about how, she's not at the Met Gala because they require vaccination, and she has not been vaccinated, or she has issues with vaccination. She wants to learn more before she decides. She doesn't quite trust what's going on, and then she got the unsurprising response from people that were like, "Hey, get the vaccine, Nikki. Nikki, you should get the vaccine." Um, and so she said, "Look, I just want people to do the research because my cousin in Trinidad, his friend got the vaccine, and now he's impotent. And his wife left him like a month before his fiance left him a month before they were going to get married. So just do your research." Um, so people are just dunking on her for that nonsense. Look, the dude's balls exploded or whatever. Yeah, it's just like I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't really have a good. So here's the deal. Let's say, and I tweeted this and I stand by it. Let's say that what Nicki Minaj is saying is true. Let's say that Nicki Minaj's cousin in Trinidad has a friend who who somehow, because of the vaccine, got became impotent. Now, let's say that that's related or not related. I don't even say if it's related. Let's say, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend became impotent and also had the vaccine. Let's even say they're connected. Let's just say those two things are true. And the third thing is true is that his fiance left him. Hasn't that person suffered enough? Like, look, it's not. I'm not going to do this because that's not my style. It can't be hard to find out who that is. Well, okay, who is related to Nicki Minaj in Trinidad? Easy to find. Damn easy to find. Who is that person's friends? Were any of them looking to get married? Do any of them have balls problems? That does not seem to be a hard thing to figure out. Like, I can't imagine having that as be part of my life. That, hey, how's it going? Hey, I heard you're going through a rough patch. Like, yeah, what's going on? Well, I'm impotent. My wife, my fiance left me. And a friend of mine blabbed to his cousin who's famous, and she told everybody in a tweet. So everybody knows that I was left at the altar and my balls don't. I'm impotent. And of course, as Aristophanes says, which is right, she's not doing her research. She's listening to her cousin. That's anecdotal evidence. Now, forget the fact that there has been research showing that people that have testicles, that a low sperm count has been found in some people who have suffered from COVID. That they're starting to do research in that, and let's be real, one of the reasons they're starting to do some of that research is because that might help people get vaccinated or social distance. If it actually turns out to be true that surviving COVID could lead to you having performance problems. So, uh, but at the very least, at the very very least, it must be said that if you are friends with Nicki Minaj's cousin, do not tell that friend anything about what's going on in your life because they will gossip. Nobody needs nobody needs a gossip. Nobody needs to be worried that their friend is going to snitch to Nicki Minaj or any cousin. Hey, guess what? Cousins don't need to be telling people shit about their friends unless you're also friends. I got cousins. I love them to death. My first cousins, they are my mom's brother's sons. They are lovely individuals. I know one of their best friends because they have been best friends since they went to college many, many years ago. And I know them. We've met and hung out. There's no reason I should know anything about that person's business except how it relates to the fact that they are friends with my cousin. So, like, I will see them at big things because they are like my cousin's kids consider that person to be an uncle. So we are associated by that. But that is the extent of it. And I will certainly never want to know anything about that person, including what's up with their balls. Don't want to know. That is unnecessary. So yeah, so that's the Twitter person of the day. We'll see the memes throughout the week. We'll see plenty of people's responses. But yeah, also let me say this. Uh, Blanket statement. Don't tell Nicki Minaj my business. She can't keep her mouth shut. So like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want anyone telling Nicki Minaj any of my business. Case closed on that one. Uh, but yeah, that was definitely the Twitter thing today. That Nicki Minaj, the Twitter main character, um, which is a nice break from people just being way too excited about the next Matrix. Which, like, hey, look, Matrix 4, sure. A Matrix movie, okay. The real problem with people being hyped about Matrix 4 is that people are trying to pretend like the third Matrix movie is good, and it's not. I think the second Matrix movie is better than people you know, better than it was treated originally. But you can't act like that that movie was good. Like you can't lie to yourselves and think that the third Matrix movie wasn't bad because it is. So we all gotta like come to terms with that, like figure out what we gotta do to like make it work for ourselves. Did I miss a step on these pieces? I did not. No, I did that. This looks like it should have something on it. It just looks naked. So I'm like, did I miss it? Yeah, this should have armor on it, right? That's my guess. That it goes in like that. And this has this armor on it. Yeah, that looks right. There was a step that did I miss a step? Oh no, I'm on that step now. Okay. I did miss a step, but I figured out where it was. So we got it. Are people still talking about the Matrix in your circles? I feel like the mostly died off the same day as I reported. So, did you know Morpheus is dead articles? Yes. So a lot of the look, because I'm in video game circles, there's still plenty of conversation about it because it does involve the fact that um, uh, the Matrix Online is canon. So that was certainly a conversation. But yeah, I have had people talking about the Matrix movie. That was still a topic of conversation. I mean, look, there's some good conversation to have around it, certainly, but yeah, that was definitely a thing that people were chatting about on my feeds today. Um, yeah, people still psyched about it. And like I said, I just don't. I think we're rewriting the history of the third movie by being psyched about it, by pretending like it was fucking great when it was just fine at best. Okay. Here. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Uh, Sorry, I got a email that is good news. I'll talk about this a little bit. So, I'm working for a company. I won't say what because that's not cool. But I'm doing contract work for a particular company where I am doing project-based work. Does it pay a lot of money? No. Is there job security in it? No. Is it better than absolutely nothing, which is what I am often doing? Yes. Um, it is still better than nada. So I am pleased and happy. Uh, and it's work that I'm fucking good at. It is a bunch of like data entry stuff. It's all like uh, people come to them with a project because they're overworked or they have deadlines they need to hit, and there's an overflow of like production work that needs to get done, or data entry stuff, things like that. Checking a manual, updating things. And often these are places that have like a staff like, oh, this person's on paternity leave and we are understaffed now, or our three people in the office got sick and we got to get a bunch of stuff done. So they farm it out to this company and they get jobs or whatever. And then I get some projects for that. And then I'll complete those projects, and they are generally like time based, like, hey, by this date, complete these, these three tasks or whatever. But they're easy. My first task that I'm working on, or that I'll be working on tomorrow, because I have to get it, is updating PowerPoints presentations, because there are slides that need to get new information, and some slides need to get deleted. I'm going to get like a Google Doc or something with a or whatever text of a thing that needs to get done, and then when it gets done, they can be like, great, here are the updates. Here's what we need to put in there. And a lot of it feels like busy work they just don't want to hire someone to do. Um, but I'm happy to do it because it's money. And then, some of those tasks are going to be harder. And then also there are tasks that pay better. But I can't do those yet because I haven't been working in this company for that long. So eventually, perhaps I will get cool business work from them. Right now, I just have basic business work. Okay, so how does this connect? Looks like this. One side goes in here. I think this is right. Should pop in there, but it's not. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Fun, huh? When you're like, hey, this isn't doing what it's supposed to do. What did I do wrong? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, no, that didn't work either. Like I said, these are weird. And so I'm like, okay, that worked. So I did it right on this leg. So let me see if this will work here. Okay, that's right. So what did I do wrong? Hmm. Oh. Can you spot the difference? I can. This is correct. These are on upside down. So this is correct. So I gotta put this in here. So now I have to fix my mistake, which is fun. But yeah, so that is a new gig. Okay, so I gotta I put one on the wrong. I put these on wrong, so I gotta pop this open here. I'm gonna get some tools. Ugh, sorry. So yeah, that's my new gig is doing some stuff. I mean, I have a bunch of other things. Right now, I'm just doing a bunch of contracted gigs for a lot of different places. Some of them are data entry, some of them are customer service stuff. Mostly doing email, very rarely doing other stuff, but mostly it's just checking that, which is fine. But yeah, I got a project going updating some PowerPoints, and I think that is a perfectly okay job. Hopefully, it will be nice and easy. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. Uh, and hopefully getting it done early because I would like to show that I am a capable person that can do the work. I'm gonna have to remember how to do like the one thing. If there's anything that I'm like, Oh, I gotta remember how to do this stuff. It is Excel, uh, like that sort of data entry. Like I'm certainly know how to do that most of this stuff, but I am a little like, ooh, do I remember how to put all of the like do I remember formulas? It has been a while since I have done that. The nice thing is since it's project based and I'm home just, doing my thing, I can look stuff up on the internet. So that is really helpful. Okay, so this looks like this here. I'm now like going by like what worked there. And then this is the size one here. This is going to go like this. Hmm. Okay, so this looks like that. We'll go there. So yeah, that's kind of the newest thing for me is just got a little bit of a gig, which I'm excited about. Um, I don't know if there's anything else going on. Read some manga over the weekend. That was fun. Doing a lot of like lawn stuff, which I hate. We had to take down a bunch of branches off some trees, and I bagged all that up because we're going to go to the dump on Wednesday, the recycling and trash center, I should say, to deposit various things. Okay, so I got these figured, got that figured out, got that figured out. Feeling better about this here. Now we'll go to this part. This is going to go in here somehow. Okay, that locked in there. Like I said, very complicated. But yeah, getting ready to do all that because I want to get all that done before the leaves start falling. Because once the leaves start falling, then the work just continues on at a very annoying pace. And then I got to worry about raking leaves and bagging leaves and stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to do that yet. If I can avoid it. Okay, one leg's done. Now to do what I just did, but on the other leg, which is great. So yeah, I guess I'll talk to you all about let me just check this real quick. Sorry. Okay, check in there. I guess it's manga time. We'll just do manga time right now. That is not what I wanted to put in here. What happened there? Delete. Going over here. Nightbot. Hit that Nightbot button. There we go. Manga time. This is some of the books I've been reading since the last 2 days. One of which I read a whole lot, and one of a couple of which I just read a little bit here and there. But based on a recommendation that I've received on Saturday, I have started to read Frieren, uh, Frieren, I should say Frieren, 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 at the funeral, whatever. That's the main character's name. She is an elf. This is a fantasy series, but there's action in it, but it's for the most part pretty fucking chill. And also kind of goddamn beautiful. It is a slow-paced show or series. Basically, the main character, she's an elf, so she's gonna have a really long life. She already had a very long life as it was. She became part of one of the heroes' parties because there were several parties that came together to eventually defeat the Demon Lord. And in fact, she was part of that party. Um, and it's now 50 something years, 80 years. It's 80 years after because we start with like 50 years after, and then it fast forwards even more. Um, it's about her retracing her steps kind of on the hero's journey, which was like, even though it was only 10 years, which to a human is, an eighth of their life at best, in many cases, especially in that realm. To her, that's a blink of the eye. But she does recognize that those 10 years did mean something to her and were important. So she kind of goes on this quest. She is joined by another mage that she helped train, who was taken in by a priest that was in her party. They find a swords man who is the vanguard who worked with the sword master dwarf that was in the party, and they just kind of casually, kind of slowly make their way. Eventually, they do get like a mission of sorts, like a thing they want to do, but that takes a little while before that becomes like a key part of what they're doing. Uh, and it's great. The art is beautiful. There's so many montages, like there's travel montages, but they're like recurring jokes. And I don't want to like talk about all the jokes in it because that's not fun. It's just like here's a joke and here's another joke. But there's almost always a gag within the very slow, methodical story that's being told. I have just gotten to the part in the story where there is what appears to be a uh, um, not like a tournament arc, but like a training, like test arc that I'm not super into. But I just got there, so I don't know. Maybe it's quick, but it is lovely. If you're looking for something a little different, um, yeah, it has action, but there's just like a lot of just like them traveling and meeting people and some sadness along the way and some beauty, and I think it's totally worth your time. I would recommend it. Uh, at the funeral. Um, and the next one we'll talk about is, hey, we're going to talk about a South Korean comic. Now I read one weekly, Solo Leveling. I really like, um, but it's kind of interesting because now I'm starting to understand, just like the isekai action genre in Japan, that I'm now familiar with the tropes. There are tropes in South Korean comics, not all of them, but the stories, the manhwa that I am being exposed to, do have many similarities between them. And this one combines two of those, which I think is pretty fun. Um, so, a big thing in stories like this, including solo leveling is the idea of the RPG in the human world. It's not like going to a different world. There are stories like that, but traditionally, it seems like the popular idea is to just do, okay, this world portals are opening up and monsters are here, and in response to that, humanity is evolving, and there are people who have like they become hunters and they're guilds, hunters and guilds who go in and fight the monsters. Now sometimes they're the monsters in earth, sometimes their monsters are going through a portal to another dimension, uh, and it's the RPG like story, and this one is no different. When you awaken, you have abilities. Not everyone gets to do that. There are risks involved. Our main character is basically bait for monsters because he doesn't have any abilities, but he needs to save money up for treatment for his mother who has gone into a coma. So he's like basically like acting as human bait for monsters, and he gets paid to do that, which is obviously incredibly dangerous. But he eventually has a near death experience and awakens to his abilities, and so he has access to the system. He can, which is from some kind of god or being, he can access all that. He has like mana and abilities and all this other stuff, right, and skills and all that. um but he also has other shit because um the main character is also reincarnated because it's a reincarnation story, and he wakes up during this like encounter because he lived in a different world with different gods where he was the strongest mage in the land. He is an archmage, like sage, great power. uh so he's both a like playing in the game, and so like his abilities don't make any sense to people because he can use magic outside the system, which no one else can do. He has abilities he can use that are totally different from anyone else because he is a reincarnation. Um, so yeah, so they're just like, how can you use magic from like 8 different classes? That doesn't make any sense. And he's just like, I don't know, I can. Um, I got bored with it, but I did enjoy the premise. I think the premise is solid and it's different. But like I said, I did get bored with it because I think he's just like once he accomplishes his goal, I don't know what's going on, because his goal was, okay, I have to work really hard to raise money to get this, the money to get this thing so I can heal my mom. That was his thing. I need this money to get this rare ingredient that will then heal my mother. And then he does it. And then it's like, okay, so why is the story still happening? What else are we going to do? What are we doing here? And I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what we're doing here. Because he accomplished his goal, then it's just like, now I'm going to be the strongest. And it's like, I don't care about that. Why do I care about that? You got to give me some other motivation. What's going on? And they don't. So I kind of lost track, or kind of lost interest in it. But I do think it's a really interesting idea. Oh, this is wrong. Got a piece popping out of here. Okay, it's got to go in like that. And then I can go like that. Sorry. I had a thing go weird on this. But yeah, otherwise, pretty okay story. I just, like I said, I just don't think it makes a move that I'm like, I'm not, oops, dropped the foot there. I'm like, I'm not sure where this story wants to go, but I don't think it's going where I want it to go. Going anywhere interesting, so there we go. I read like 2 or 3 manhwa, but I'm mostly I'm not as into it as I am uh, manga, Japanese manga, traditionally anyway. Okay, our legs are done. We can put them on the waist. We can build the components for the waist here. We gotta do the side skirts once we get these on, so we'll do the side skirts, and then we'll put the whole thing together, which will be nice. Okay, what else do I have to? What else am I reading? Hold on a second. Take a look at this here. Yeah, real light evening tonight. That's okay. But I was a little surprised. Thought we might have a few friends this evening, but looks like we're like, 'cause Saturday, like I said, Saturday was busier. So maybe hey Dirty, maybe a bunch of people are just watching football. Maybe that's it. Like football's back, right? So a bunch of people are just gonna watch the big games. Uh, I I mostly know football's back because I have a couple friends that are real into football, and they were very unhappy slash very happy yesterday. So I don't know. I don't even know if Monday Night Football's happening. But I just know that football's back, baby. So all right. So I gotta build our side skirt pieces here. So we'll build that there, and I'm going to talk to you about the world's strongest hard worker, which is um, as a 41-year-old who is in between careers, I will say this story spoke to me more than it probably would even 10 years ago. So I do appreciate the work that is going on in this story. Um, this is the tale of a dude who powers never awoken because he was supposed to have some skills that would awaken. And once you have the skills, then you go for the training. Always wanted to be an adventurer, always wanted to go on adventures and do that stuff. And then eventually it was just like, well, get a job while you wait. And then they never came because they were never going to come. And it was kind of too late. So he ended up working at adventure. He worked at the guild, worked behind the desk, just kind of doing whatever. Kept his body in decent shape. He's still strong, but never had the proper training because he never awoken his innate abilities. Uh, and then he like had a chance encounter with the strongest guild in the land, which is just like strongest party in the land, which is just like some incredibly overpowered people who were like, "Hey, you show promise. Come hang out with us." So he went and trained for a couple of years, uh, but it's just because he worked really hard, and also because he um, has innate abilities that were just never showcased. That he didn't really even believe himself. But he also went through hellish training, and then he shows up and he is an F rank adventurer that is definitely too old, and so people just you know compared to other F rankers who are like 15 or 16. So people just naturally assume that he's bad at what he does, that he's not a good swordsman, that he can't do anything, because people are like, well, how could you do anything? You're like old and it doesn't make any sense. And he's just like, okay, well, I'll prove it to you by working really hard. And he outshines everybody. He's incredible. Where I left off, there's another tournament fight thing happening, and it's just like a bunch of people just being like, what? No, you don't have any. What? No, what's going on? How am I losing to you? I shouldn't be losing to you. And the big thing is that like, um, a thing that they keep kind of rearing over and over again, which I really enjoyed, was just the idea that it was like, no, the reason why he's better than you is not because he has more talent than you. It's because he has more experience. A thing that happens in that world is people have a talent and rely on that talent, and they don't train or improve themselves. So it's just like, yeah, I have the sword skills. I'm a swordsman, so I'm good with a sword. I don't have to practice. I'm just good with a sword. And he clearly has been practicing because he doesn't have any of those skills, but then he gets results. It's pretty good. I think World's Strongest Hard Worker is like a nice message and pretty fun, and I like this dude. I think he's got good vibes. Let's see. Is it odd that I became an adventurer even if I graduated from the Witchcraft Institute? Question mark. Which should, again, it's one of those shows or series that tells you everything you need to know about the series. You know if you want to watch this or not. So a thing that's fun about this is our main character does know that he's incredibly strong. He is aware that he's very strong. Um, but everyone else around him is not, because he is a wizard, and wizards don't become adventurers. Wizards go and work for the court. They work for a country. They're evil. They work in high profile case like situations. They don't go and become adventurers. If you are a mage, a lower class wizard, and you're an adventurer, it's because you washed out of the academy. Well, this dude always wanted to be an adventurer. He loves the hero stories. He always wanted to do it. So he finishes school at the top of his class, and he's just like, say that I am taking a break and I am not going to go work anywhere. Just say I'm unemployed. I'm going to go off and become an adventurer. So he does. So I like that. Like, he ends up in a party like right off the bat, and it's just him being really incredible, and them being like pretty surprised that he's as good as he is. And then eventually they do come around, but everybody he meets are just like, wait, what's going on? Wait, you can use how many spells? How much mana do you have? Because they just don't have any comparison, because they've never met a competent mage before. And it's pretty fun. Also, he's a weirdo in a way that I really like. Like, he's like, all he's done is study. He had like one friend growing up. He has no concept that people, like, he kind of gets the people who are admiring him. He has no idea that, of course, the party he joined, which was a rogue, a healer, and what's the other one? Priest or priestess. They were looking for someone to do more magic. And a samurai. That's right. It's a samurai. It's a priest, and it's a thief. That's it. That's it. Right? Yeah. So they needed a mage. So that's why he joined with them. And they're fun. Of course, they're all ladies. It was a party of all ladies. And then obviously, as he meets many more ladies, they are captivated by his like no nonsense weird approach. I think they get used to the fact that he's really overpowered, slower than they get used to the fact that he is a weirdo. And I do appreciate that he is a weirdo. He is one of those heroes that is completely unaware that people are are like admiring him or interested in him. Like he has no concepts of that, and I do tend to like that. He's very, very much does not understand what's going on and why some people are acting certain ways. Uh, it is basically plotted out at some point, just being like, oh yeah, he goes and they end up helping an elf out, and then they have to do more work. But she's just like, so wait, I just assumed all of you were his wives because the elves don't really have contact with humans, so they just assume that humans are polygamous, and maybe they are, but they're just like, you have the wrong idea. And she's like, oh, I thought that's what was going on. He's like, you're around four ladies. Because also, his childhood best friend is a princess and a knight. Because of course she is. Because of course she is. Um, it's pretty good. It's pretty okay. Uh, yeah, I would say it is surprisingly good. Um, so yeah, those are the four that I've been reading. Frieren in the at the funeral, which is lovely, absolutely lovely. I Am the Sorcerer King, which I think is a fun premise, but I got sick of it. Um, the World's Strongest Hard Worker, which I'm going to keep reading because I am enjoying it quite a bit. And um, is it odd that I become an adventurer even if I graduated from the Witchcraft Institute, which is like decent, and I like the characters. Also, the thief is it's like a cat girl, and she's very cute and fun, and she refers to herself in the third person, which I enjoy. Uh, she's great. It's a cute show overall. Okay. We are about to body complete this kit. We will take a pause for the cause in a bit, where I will talk about ways you can support the channel because that is a thing that we do here. I'll probably be fast because we don't have a lot of y'all tonight, but that's okay. But we're looking to body complete this. We're looking to work on the weapons. There's like a big gun for this kit. There's the beam sabers, which is easy to put together, and then of course there are the funnels that go on the side, and it's a transformation. We'll be working on that tonight on this kit, which has been, as I said, complicated. But once I realized, oh, this has a transformation, it makes a lot more sense why this is the way it is. So I do appreciate that. Understanding this kit better. And it's big and beautiful, so that is nice as well. All right, so this is going to go like this. Let's see. Manga that I'll be checking out in the future. I'm probably going to read Yankee wa Isekai. I believe that is the name of it. I believe that is the Japanese name. The premise of which is an American guy that is with a scary face. He's Japanese, but he was born in America. But he's got a real scary face. He gets isekai'd, and but because he died saving a kid. He's got a scary face, but he's not necessarily a scary dude. So God basically is just like, I'm going to give you something cool. You are going to be loved by spirits, and so it just means that even if he doesn't have magic, he just instantly spirits want to be his friend. They instantly want to form a contract with him and hang out, and it's very cute. But he's also pretty tough. I think he's very strong, and I think that's a fun little idea. I'm gonna check that out. What else am I gonna read? Let me check my manga list. I wrote down some stuff that I wanted to check out. So let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna check out. I was acknowledged as a useless good for nothing, so I moved to the Empire to get ahead in life. And that I believe is a guy that's in a country where there's like standards, and you don't need to go beyond those standards. There's no like personal advancement. It's like, hey, you do your thing and whatever. And this is like an overachiever that eventually gets like invited to go to another country to work there, and they're like instantly blown away by how awesome he is, and he's just like, for the first time, he feels like wanted and respected, for for his extra hard work. Because yeah, he was like a mage because it was times of peace, right? It's times of peace, so this country's like, you don't have to be a strong mage. Like if you can do some magic, that's fine. Like what are you doing? Why are you doing extra stuff? And he's like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna find someplace I'm appreciated, and he did. So I'm probably gonna check that out. I don't know what else I'll be reading, but let me look at my other list here. See if there's anything going on in there. Nope, not that. Got a new. Uh, oh, there's Backwater Old Man Became a Sword Master, which is brand new, and I don't know. I might check that out because that is a fun premise of this dude who lived. He wanted to be an adventurer, but he ended up taking over his father's dojo and just training people in the way of the sword. And then it turns out that like some of his apprentices have turned out to be incredibly strong and incredibly powerful. Uh, so even though he doesn't think he's anything special, they all immediately believe he is. And so now he's like gonna move to the big city, or the capital. It's a big city. He's gonna move to the capital and like become an instructor, and maybe he'll start to appreciate the fact that he is strong, even if he didn't necessarily think he was. And I think that is a fun premise for a story. So I will probably end up checking that out. I don't, again, who knows? I don't know. I'll have a couple days to see if I'm going to be reading any of these things. But these are a couple things that I've looked at. And I was like, oh, I might check these out. And also, as I've said, I should start reading some stuff that is not just action or isekai. I should branch out to other genres, and we'll see. Also, I never ended up picking up Bufuri, and I would like to read that because I loved Bufuri as an anime, so I would probably enjoy the manga of it. I mean, part of it is the fact that it's just fun to watch, so maybe I won't like the manga of it. Okay, I gotta put this part into this part. Looks like it's gonna be annoying. Like, I don't want to hurt the head of this kit, and also, like, parts move on this, so I'm gonna try to do this as gently as I can. Okay, good, we got it. I didn't want to push down to the head because that's not a good idea. Okay, we're body complete except for the funnels, so that's looking good. Here's another isekai for you if you haven't read it yet. The simple-looking sword saint is nevertheless the strongest. Okay, I will, Dirty, thank you for the suggestion. I will add that to my list, and I will take a look at it. I mean, it's got the name. It's got a name that I would probably like. I mean, it sounds like a kind of thing that I would like to read, because it is the simple-looking sword saint is nevertheless the strongest. Also, I just like the idea of sword saint being simple-looking. It's just like, oh yeah, I get what you mean. It's like, oh yeah, that actually person is actually really strong. Okay, so we are body complete except for the funnels, which is great. So we can start working on that. Although I guess there is, yeah, there's also the gun that also is part of it. Yeah, so we're gonna build these funnels now. And we'll take a pause to the cause in a little bit. Don't freak out. We'll do that. And of course, we'll talk about some anime. One of my shows this season ended because it was 21 episodes. So it was it was supposed to be a 2-course, but for whatever reason, it was that, but it was only 21 episodes. So, which is okay. It's okay that was. All right, we need L and O. O. Here's O. We're building 4 of these, so we'll do one there. Lovely teal see-through piece there. Excited about that. But yeah, I want to read some stuff that isn't straight action, although Bufuri is a lot of action. But it's cute. It's cute action. So I want to check out some stuff. I'm gonna look to see. I should probably read, since we're in season 2 is just wrapped up. Maybe I'll start checking out Iruma-kun. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. See if there's changes that have happened in there. I know that they are. I know the manga is ahead of the season 2 anime. How far ahead it is, I don't know. But I do know, because someone was talking about a character, I'm sure that parts of Bufuri that were like quickly scrolling text chats will go a lot better in the manga. Yes, Lashbrook, you won't have to. I won't have to pause to read uh, chats of people freaking out about how overpowered she is, Maple is. Yeah, and being like, wait, what did that say? That went really fast. Yeah, so that would probably be easier. Lashbrook, you're not wrong about that. Definitely. Now let's get the purple here because we got to build some funnels. So we need two L11s on this side, two L11s on that side. But yeah, I think that could be fun. I want to expand. Maybe Iruma-kun will be good. Check that out. Season 3 of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun has been announced that they're making it. There has not been an announcement when it's going to air, but sometimes when a show ends the same day they announce if more's coming out. Sometimes they don't. So they did make that announcement that even though Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun season 2 just ended like on Saturday, there's going to be another season at some point. So folks like me who like that show have that to look forward to, which is nice because that's a little show. Kind of wish that Xbox and Verve would get together and fix the stupid overlapping subtitle issue. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, I think that until more of this merger like comes to fruition, the apps are going to suffer and just not start working together. Like they're not going to work on apps until they know how these companies are going to swing, which is a shame. And you would hope that it would still be a priority to get this stuff fixed, but I just feel like it won't be until until the employees know what's going on. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I haven't ran into that because I only watch I mean, I don't watch these things. No issue with the Crunchyroll app, just the Verve one. Yeah. But I don't watch any of these shows on in any way like that. I watch everything on the computer because I have two monitors, so I can, watch what I need to. I'm sorry. How does this connect? Doesn't look like it should be weird. Yeah, so it should like this. Sorry, this just like doesn't seem to fit proper. Oh no, it does do that. Okay, it's got a bend to it. All right, sorry. Real quick, let me just open this, make this photo bigger and look at it. That's not really going to help, is it? Okay, is this the piece? So this is this piece here. And then, yeah, that doesn't look right. Um, let's see. Okay, so this looks like this. Does it stick out like that? Oh, no, it doesn't want to come out, so guess this is right. I'll build another one and then we'll take a look at it and see if I did this right. Because I was like, this looks kind of right. I don't know. Sometimes these instructions are a little difficult here. Not all the time, but a few of these times here. Hmm. Hmm. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Okay, got that. All right, so that fits in right, and then this should fit in like this. Yeah, okay, I guess that is how it looks. It looks wrong, but guess it's not. No, okay, it's angled. All right, maybe it's right. Who knows, y'all? I'll figure that out. If I fucked it up, I will figure out what I did wrong and fix it. Um, let me get like the other two parts of these done here. Because this is basically most of what we got to do here. We're going to do that. We got to do the gun uh, weapon here. Few things. Put some stuff together, and then we will be ready to transform it. And we might finish this kit tonight. Otherwise, we'll get very close to finishing it. And of course, we're going to talk about anime in the second hour. We'll get there, and then we'll talk about anything that y'all are watching and hanging out at the end of the stream. We'll kind of go from there. That. And then if we put this here, boom. And then we will put this here. Looks right. It's the same as your picture. Okay, well that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it does. I think looking at the photo is weird because there's more components which I haven't put on yet. And I think when I put those on, it'll look it'll make more sense. Right now they do look a little odd. But okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta put some more stuff on these components here. 2 and 2. Okay, let's take a pause for the cause. Hi, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, let's throw the uh what throw the Bear Cave Lego site emote in the chat. Let the people know that you are a subscriber. Always nice to see that people are subbing. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, throw those emotes in there. Subscribing is an easy way to support what I do here. You can use your Prime Gaming token. It's also September, so you get a discount on subscribing. If you gift a sub, you get a discount. So if you're interested in gifting a sub, if you want to join the gift sub leaderboard with Sin and Aristophan, you could do that. But if you want to convert a gifted sub to a regular subscription, you can save that way as well. That's another way. Also, if you want to join Bald Ridge and Harold H-Bomb by cheering, you could cheer. Bits and coins, always appreciated. That's another way to support within the system of Twitch. Of course, none of that is required, but if you'd like to, I would love it if you did it. All the stuff I'm going to talk about here is all optional. It's none of the things you have to do. It's all stuff you could do if you wanted to, and I would appreciate it if you did. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up YouTube? You can find all of these links in the show description below. If you're watching this later on the VOD, it's just in the chat. But yeah, patreon.com/PatBear. $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. If you join today on Patreon, tomorrow you will get an email with my latest clip of a fun moment because it's normally on a Wednesday, but the $5 tier and the $10 tier on my Patreon get that video instead of being on a Wednesday. A fun little clip. They'll get it on a Tuesday. And in fact, that clip is from like over a year ago before I moved here. A fun little clip of me talking about some stuff while I was in an Airbnb getting ready to move. As always, hit that clip that button. If you think I've said something that you think is fun or interesting or weird or silly moment, you can hit clip that, and that would be great for me if you did that. Let's see. What else do I want to say? Oh, yeah. I mentioned YouTube. I got a YouTube. YouTube.com/PatBear is my YouTube. Subscribing is free, of course. Joining is $2, and you get that Wednesday video that I was talking about. You also get that a day early. So tomorrow I will send out a clip to my $5 and $10 patrons, and then also my $2 YouTube supporters. You can join there if you wanted to. Everything I make through Patreon, through Twitch, through AdSense, and memberships on YouTube goes to buying model kits and equipment. Also, you can do direct donations, so everything just like folds back into it. I will be getting some Twitch money in the next 2 days, most likely, and then I will be making some purchases with that money to buy more kits to build. Lego sets, model kits, all stuff like that. Speaking of which, this kit that I worked on right here, that we are now body complete on, that we're going to be working on the fins and then the weapons, that was bought off my Amazon wish list, which I'm going to put here right in the chat. And what happened was Chris Weed bought this. I made a video about the particular kit, looked at the box, talked about what the kit was, thanked Chris for his purchase, and then I started building it as soon as I'd finished the previous kit. It jumped the queue because I've got a backlog of personal projects, but the best way to jump that is to just buy a kit off my wish list, and then I will be forced. I will have to build it. I've got Lego sets. I've got inexpensive kits, expensive kits, some old high grades, some newer high grades that I just would love to build at some point. Like I said, kits with free shipping, they're coming from Japan, all kinds of different kits that are way overpriced and should not be as expensive as they are, but they are. So what are you gonna do? which also includes this Magnum. This Magnum was pricey. Thank you, Chris. And of course, some equipment at the bottom. And that is, that's just stuff I would like to build. You buy it, that's cool. USA Gundam Store is your alternative. If you buy something USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card there, and then you send me the gift card code that you got in your email to my DMs, because my DMs are open. I will then use that money to buy something for USA Gundam Store. I won't pre-order with it. I've done that before. I don't like doing that now. So if you buy me a gift card to USA Gundam Store, I will pre-order. I'm sorry, I won't pre-order. I will buy something from USA Gundam Store, have it shipped to me. That is the alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives. A free way you can support me is to join my Discord. My Discord is a lovely bunch of fun folks posting stuff they're working on. We've had a bunch of cool stuff this week from people, which is very cool. And of course, at the end of every build stream, I post my progress, so you can see what I've been doing there. You can kind of follow along as I go. A couple of video links for you to check out. I did not save this, so hold on a second. I have to get the link to my episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club, because I have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club up, and I didn't put it into my Build With Baer Google Doc, which is where I have a lot of information, including that's where I keep all my information on my reviews of shows and manga and stuff. That all goes in there. Why is this loading slow? Come on. Come on, YouTube. All right, I'm going to do it another way. For some reason, I'm being very unprofessional, folks. Anyway, I put a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club, which I'm now going to go here, which I will put a link to here. This week's episode is story time. It's me talking about the year plus that I worked at an anime import store. It was called an import store called Charms Animation and Gifts. So that's the link there. Please check it out. A lot of times I'm gonna do topic-based stuff, but this one felt fun to just do a look at just kind of me chatting about my time working at a cool, weird store from 2000 to 2001. Just like a weird time in my life, like a lovely time in my life, but a weird one. Also, here's a clip or a link to this week's best of Build With Baer, which I think is pretty funny, and I think you'll like, so you can check that clip out. And as always, if you find something fun or interesting or weird or nonsense, you hit that clip it button. I would love to for you to do that. Let's see. Is there anything else? Links to that? Oh, I think we're just going to get right back to building, and I'm going to talk about some anime, so we'll get into that. And of course, drink a little more water because my throat is bothering me. Okay. And all right, let's go back to the overhead. We are now going to work on more of these, of the F funnels. They're the F funnels. I'm just calling them funnels. They're the F funnels. Don't worry about it. All right, so we need some L's and N. Let's get the N out here. Look at the N7s. N7s, nice. N7 out here. Shepherd. Okay, I got 2 shows to talk about. The last episode of season 2 of Welcome to Demon School. Not a fucking lot happened here. This was like one of those things where you're just like, okay, the date felt like a big event. And this episode didn't feel like a big event. Apparently, they all had a lot of extra homework to do, which they did. And Iruma finished. We didn't really see him do that, which is good because that's not exciting. But now it's time to go out shopping to get ready for the second term of his first year, which is, going out shopping with his grandpa, Sullivan, and Opera, the assistant. And they go shopping, and Sullivan stops a shoplifter. Everyone's really psyched to see him. It's a fun little time. And then he overhears people being like, "Hey, why isn't Sullivan the Demon Lord? Why wouldn't you be the Demon Lord?" And we've known before that, we found in season 1 that Sullivan and 2 other high-ranking demons are all like candidates to become the next demon lord. They're part of the 13 crowns. Is that right? I believe that's what it's called. Anyway, they're all part of this collection that all serve the Demon King, because Derikla was the Demon King that like kind of modernized the Netherworld and then disappeared or something. We don't quite know what happened to him, but he's not there anymore. And there hasn't been a demon lord. So Iruma is just like, hey, what's kind of going on? And then Sullivan kind of goes in his own mind, and we have a flashback to him like serving that demon lord who seemed to be a real free spirit, definitely powerful, but definitely like, looking to kind of not shirk responsibility, but didn't want to be stuffy and live in a castle and just work there. Wanted to like see the netherworld that he helped shape. So seemed like a big dude Sullivan really respected. Um, which is fun because now as an old man, he's got his ways, but he's also someone that I'm sure makes people feel like, oh, come on, what are you doing? So I like that. 14 and 13. And then let's see. Uh, Sullivan might become next Demon King, but he wouldn't mind seeing Irma become the next Demon King, which is, to us is interesting because Irma is a human and not a demon. So that would be kind of interesting if he became the Demon Lord. Also, there's a lot. Look, let's be real. Irma's going to become the next Demon Lord. Like, it's very obvious that that's going to happen because he it's the fact that he's in Royal One, the special classroom the Demon King studied at, the first one, the fact that there's lots of flash forwards of him sitting on the throne and looking whatever. Oh, also there's a fucking prophecy about how the Demon King comes from a far off land and unites all the demons. Like, that's Irma. Like, come on. So it was pretty obvious that like that's what's up. Irma's going to be the next Demon King. Or he'll become one. Even if he's not the next one, he'll become one. Let's see. Then, okay, it's the first day of the new term, and Irma's there doing his thing. And everyone's like excited. And then we find out, turns out everyone's going to have to rank up to a level this next term, or they won't be able to move on to the next year. And it's like a couple ranks away. So no one, I don't think anyone is currently at the level they need to be to get to advance. This looks right. This looks right. That doesn't look right. Okay, I gotta figure this out. Sorry, once I gotta do 4 of these, and once I get one right, it'll be easier to do the others. This is just gotta go. This. Okay, all right, I got this now. I think I got this. This goes like this. It's gonna go like that. And then this is gonna go this. Okay, got it. Funnel. The funnel has to open up like this because it's like a scissor, and that's why it looked really weird to me because it is weird. It's a weird thing. Okay, I did one of them. We'll work on the other side that goes because this is okay. I'm getting this now. Don't worry about it, everybody. Everybody can relax. Anyway, that was the end of season 2. Oh, everyone was freaked out except Clara, who of course doesn't seem to understand what's going on. Lord Crash did describe it. Tier 1, that's 26 months, saying, "Hey Pat, hope things are going well. Arrived late due to working late. Keep up the great work." Thank you so much, Lord Crashington. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the leg of the site, the moat in the chat. Thank Lord Crashington for 26 months. That's fantastic. That is over 2 years, and that is ridiculous. Thank you for your continued support. Appreciate it very, very much. And hey, you don't have to say anything. You miss a stream. That's cool. It happens. But I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome in. And enjoy what's left of the stream. Check out the VOD later. Watch it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Whatever you need to do. All right, so we're going to put that like that. And this is going to go This goes again. Now I'm like, I don't remember how this goes. I only did this once. Gotta go in here. Okay. Got it. Okay, the other anime I watched. This is the second to last episode of Seirei Gensouki Spirit Chronicles, and things are fucking happening in this show. We have got some drama coming. So the big players in this are, of course, our main dude. Our main dude is Rio, who has one day he awoken to the memories of his previous life because uh, he was like a human teenage dude in the world, Haruto. Haruto died and is reincarnated as Rio. But instead of just taking over, he still has all his memories and still goes by Rio. It is kind of unique in isekai, especially reincarnation isekai, that he's just like, I have the memories of a guy, but that was a different person that died, and I just have his memories. Um, like I'm not Haruto. I am who I'm me, which is interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that is a cool thing. That he's just like, yeah, no, I am me. I just happen to have the memories of Haruto. Anyway, so he's on a mission of revenge. He's doing his revenge thing. Um, it's not going in right. Did I do I did these upside down. Yes, I did this upside down. Did I do this one upside down? Yes, I did. How did that happen? I did these upside down. Man, ah, man. Okay. So I gotta take these apart. I didn't do this right because I put this in upside down. This has gotta go. Right now. No, this is right. Okay, this is right. Oops. Oh, okay. I did do this right. I thought I did it wrong. I didn't do it wrong. I did one of these wrong, but I didn't do both of them wrong. That's great. Okay. Got it. Figuring it out. Making it happen. Gotta do like this. Yeah. Turn it like that. I'm gonna do it like that. Got it. Great. Oops. Hmm. Okay. Figuring it out. Making it happen. Doing it right. Sort of. Okay. Got two more of these to build. Let's build them. We need other L. Okay. Okay, so Gensouki, sorry. Spirit Chronicles. So Rio is now he found out what happened to his or he found his homeland. He's been training. He met a bunch of people along the way. He's got more family, but he hasn't forgotten the fact that he still got his revenge, but he's like, well, I'm going to go back to where I came from, and I'd like to meet up with Cecilia, who was my teacher, who I had to leave, but like was the one person who was super nice to me in this world, if there were any. Finds out at the last episode, Cecilia is going to marry Charles Arbor, who we later find out is already married to a bunch of people, so that whatever. But Charles Arbor was the dude that tortured Rio in the past, and is a dude that tried to humiliate Rio when he was in school, and then got his ass kicked. Um, and that's definitely not for love. So it's just like, okay, what's going on here? Um, it's very clear that there's been some trouble, and with the kingdom, they like lost a conflict, and it looked like uh, basically it looked like her dad had betrayed the country, which didn't seem to make any sense, and most people definitely didn't believe. But there's not evidence that he didn't do that. So it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do here? How are we gonna make this work? Like that, then it'll work. Okay. So she's got to marry this fucking dude, who is clearly a scumbag and clearly sucks. Anyway, I need L12. Okay. Uh, Rio investigates. She's like, hey, they get reunited, but she's like, don't come to my wedding tomorrow, you know, because she doesn't want him to see her get married. And she's like, hey, I'm doing this. It's fine. He knows you're not. Well, he doesn't know, but he can guess that she's not excited about this. Uh, and he also knows that Charles Arbor. Also, Charles Arbor's father, or Charles Arbor, also sent someone to kill him. So he's aware that that's happening. He's not aware that, but we as the viewers are aware that also there's that fucking dude. What's his name? Um, oh, Reese is there, and we know Reese sucks because Reese was behind the kidnapping of Flora back in the past, the like second princess. We know that he was behind that, and then also he's like inadvertently got, or one time testing Rio, and then and later completely accidentally getting in Rio's way and really fucking shit up for him almost. Um, so we know that this dude is bad news. Uh, as an audience, we are very aware that that guy fucking sucks. Let's see. So this is like this. This is gonna go like that. Okay. Anyway, um, Rio takes action right at the end because it's very clear that Cecilia is not interested in getting married, and Rio is going to do something. Also, we saw Christina, the princess who has stayed. Apparently, her younger sister has fled because of what's going on. We don't have all of the details there, but we do know some of the things that are happening, which are not good. And okay, so it goes in there. This will go. Yeah, so basically, looks like the big climax of the show is next week because I believe there's only 12 episodes of that. I think the only show with 13 episodes that I'm watching is the How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. I believe that is 13 episodes, and everything else is 12 that I'm watching. So yeah, so we will find the conclusion to this um, to this arc. What do you call it? Next week. So that'll be exciting. All right, we'll put that there. Then we got one more funnel to put on here. Then we are done with the fun funnels. And then we'll just work on the weapons. There you go. Funnels are built. They're strange. Because also he can hold the funnels if you want, because you can see their handles there and their weapons. But then he can also fly around and do that kind of thing. All right, now we're going to build the gun that also is like the front of the plane and the transformation. Sometimes they're shields. In this case, it's a big gun. So we're going to build the Hyper Dodds Rifle Magnum, which is fun to say. We got to build that. So we need 12. This barrel of the gun. All right. But yeah, we're body complete now, and so now it is weapons time. What was I going to say? Yeah, so that's going to be clearing up. That looks like we'll see some cool action there from those shows. I'm bummed that Irma is done because here's the big thing. I forgot to say this. There's a character that hasn't been introduced in the show. There's a member of Irma's class, Person, P-U-R, it's like a cat demon. Person is in the background of the opening and closing, and I don't think he's actually ever been in an episode unless he's like on purpose, like hidden. And I thought for sure this season we were going to learn something about that dude because the end of the first season, we learn about the character who she's hiding. She's a Devi doll, an idol, and that's why we didn't know anything about her. And I was like, oh, okay. They did like a whole little mini arc about her, and I was like, great. This season, like at the end of this season, we're gonna learn about this dude that like he's in the group photo at the end, and he's in the photo in the opening. We don't know anything about him. I'm like, great. We're gonna find out more about this guy finally. What's his deal? Nope, we are not learning about that dude. do not know anything about him, and I was very surprised. I was like, oh wait, like it came like suddenly I was like, wait, that guy wasn't in anything. What's going on with that? I don't have an answer. So I guess I'm gonna have to read the manga and find out what the deal is with this dude. All right, so we were building our gun here, getting components together for this. Put this here. Okay. There. All right, so now's the part of the stream where you let me know what y'all doing, what you watching, what you checking out, what's happening in the world. Is there anything that you're watching, enjoying, loving, hating? Let me know. I like to hear uh, what you're checking out. Um, I'm excited for more Taskmaster. New season of the UK Taskmaster is coming. Excited to watch that. Let's see, is there anything else going on with me? Not really. I watched a little football yesterday, just a little bit, like we talked about earlier. Just a little bit of it. Not that I watch a lot of the football, but I did check out a little bit. I didn't really have anything else like super thrilling to say about that. Um, my dad loves the Jets still, and I think that is part of like my mentality of like being a stubborn bastard is a little bit of my dad. There's a little bit of my dad in that, and that's just like imagine still liking that team. But yeah, he does. Um, I mean, I'm not much of a football watcher. I'm not much of a sports watcher. Let's be real. Um, this is not my. It's just not my scene, not my thing. But happy for folks that love it that it's back. Hope you enjoy it. Savor it or whatever. Dirty says playing some of the Cookie Clicker Steam Edition. Also finally starting on the Crystal Tower raid in Final Fantasy 15 or yeah, 14. Final Fantasy 14 should I? So that I can maybe get caught up in the content by the time the next expansion drops. Hell yeah. I have not played the Steam Cookie Clicker. I have put enough of my life into Cookie Clickers, Cookie Clicker, or clickers in general, but specifically the cookie variety. I have given enough of my life to that, and so I have made that choice not to do that. But if you're playing it, enjoying it, have fun with that. I don't really have a game right now other than Hearthstone. Been playing Hearthstone. Uh, I got an elemental mage deck that I've been enjoying. Lord Gresham says, I need to get that cookie clicker since I have absorbed amounts of time in various other idle games on Steam. You have absurd amounts of time in other ones. Okay, you have absorbed. That's what I read, and I was like, what? What do you mean? But you have, yes. But yeah, enjoy. Yeah, I got my Hearthstone deck right now that I'm enjoying. It's a standard deck. That is rare for me, but I found a standard deck that I like, which is there is an 8 cost spell where you you put a 8/8 on the board. So even it's an 8/8 for 8 mana, but you build an extra 8/8 for every single elemental you played on the previous turn. So it's elemental mage. And it's a fire spell, and there's a 0 cost mage spell right now that your next fire spell costs 2 less. So on turn 5, you play a bunch of elementals. On turn 6, you cheat out a bunch of elementals. It doesn't work great. Also, if you have to wait to turn 8, you're you're definitely playing against somebody that has a board clear. And some of the decks, like the low tier I am in standard, because I'm not playing high tier in standard. Uh, you know, I can beat some quest decks. There are other quest decks I certainly can't beat because even by putting 4 8/8s on the board, I still lose. Um, but also, there is a card that says like any card on either side of it. Adjacent cards have it's a 6 cost, I believe. Have Wind Fury, so you can play that the next turn. Or if you have an extra mana, you can play what do you call it? What's the name of that? Um, This is not lining up right. You can play broom, animated broomstick, and then that way you have the ability to really just wreck your opponent. um, okay, so this got to go in here. This has got to go like this. Oh yeah, watch the first 3 episodes of Y the Last Man, says Lashbrook. Weird for the show to actually exist. It seems good so far, but I don't really need it in my life the part where it's been updated for the current political landscape. Oh, they put some they modernized it or of the momented it, huh? Okay. Yeah, I haven't checked that out. I haven't even honestly haven't really even heard anything about it. Lord Crash says started up the new stuff in Power Wash Sim, which is nice so far. The mayor's mansion was indeed a bit annoying. It definitely, especially washing off the graffiti on the bars. The merry-go-round was a lot of fun and the most impressive map in the game so far. I really did like the merry-go-round. I was stuck on 99% on the merry-go-round for a long time because there were just like parts of the poles I couldn't get clean and couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, which was very frustrating. But eventually I did figure it out. And I like the monastery or temple. I think that is a cool map. I like that one a lot. It's basic, but I felt like it wasn't punishing me because it had so many stories. All right, this I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but this will not snap together in a way that I want it to, and I don't know why. It just does not want to snap together right. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's not supposed to. Maybe there's supposed to be an opening in it. There is. Okay. Maybe there's just supposed to be this big of an opening. It doesn't look like it should be like that. Whatever. We'll keep working on it and we'll see if I fucked it up or not. Uh yeah, I got stuck in the polls and saw in the forums that I needed to turn it back on because the dirt bits were covering it up. Yep, that is what happened to me. Eventually I made the connection. Oh, if I run the machine, the carousel, I will have access to stuff that's been covered up. I didn't think that would actually be necessary. I didn't realize they were going to do that because it does feel annoying. But eventually I figured that out. Yeah. Um, I should go. I should go finish. I haven't finished the monastery. I should finish that up. I've been reading a lot of manga lately, so you know, but I still have Austin's last Waypoint podcast to listen to. I haven't gotten that started with that yet. Had a bunch of podcasts to listen to. I haven't gotten to that, but I would like to because it's weird. But it would be nice to have that last one. So I got to listen to that. That is on my agenda. So maybe I'll have that playing while I power wash. That'll be good. Yeah, if anybody else is doing anything else on the internet, anybody watching anything, getting into stuff, let me know. Uh, check here. Let's see what the recap is here. Did we get all right. Doesn't look like we doesn't look like we've had a cash in yet. I guess that would be the main event, but I was looking to see if Big E had cashed in yet. It doesn't look like he has. Uh, that is the thing I probably care the most about that's going on TV right now. Is are they going to make Big E Langston lose his cash in and not become a champion, which would be a real bummer, or is like Randy Orton gonna beat Bobby Lashley and then Big E wins, or is Big E gonna cash in before the match happens or during the match to make it, you know, whatever? Like I don't know. I mean, I do not have an answer. Uh, I really hope that he cashes in and wins because I think it would be shitty. Also, if he won on Raw, then he would be on Raw and he would be with the New Day, which would be great because they would bring them all back together. That would be fucking rad. Also, he's not going to beat Roman Reigns, so this is the way to have him actually have the belt, is they're not going to take the belt off Roman. Lord Crashin says the new Very Online show from last week was pretty great about why those viral food crime videos are happening. Yeah, yeah, I haven't watched that. I should. So here's the thing. Um, I I know how those things are. Um, because there's a guy that Jim. I forget his name. But there was a dude that I was watching videos that did like critiques of like, hey, why is this happening? And hey, did you know that like Maury is still on the air? And can you believe these people do this stuff on the internet? And like that kind of cultural criticism, which was interesting. Except here's the thing: if you watch enough of those videos, they start recommending the videos that people are making fun of. Like if you commentate on like what's going on the internet, eventually the algorithm doesn't understand that you are interested in critiques of those things and not the actual things. Like I don't. So that's the problem. Like I don't want to get recommended stuff like that. I don't want to get recommended random bullshit on the internet. So if I watch the Very Online show, I'll have to watch it like on and make sure that like I've got like I don't know, an incognito YouTube or something, because I just don't want to get recommended those things, because I don't have any interest in them. All right, so this go on like here, and then this goes on the top here. Okay, so that goes on like that, and then we're just building a big gun here, just a big old gun. Oh, did Randy Orton ever partner with Norton to make wrestling antivirus software? No, Ro, I don't believe that that Randy Orton ever partnered with Norton Antivirus. I mean, honestly, they should just get Scott Norton to part. Like they should have done that in the '90s. They should have had NWO member and brutal wrestler, a Japanese, wrestler in Japan, Scott Norton, to be the spokesperson for Norton Antivirus. That would have made a lot of sense. Um, they didn't do that. They really goofed it. Um, Thick Gunpla is now following. Welcome, Thick Gunpla. Happy to have you here. That would have been perfect, right? Totally. Um, Lastbrick says Deathloop comes out right about the end of this stream, and I hope my PC can run it okay. I hope your PC can run it okay as well. I have not purchased Deathloop. That is a wait and see if it is the like I don't need to watch any more trailers, but I haven't watched the Giant Bomb like quick look of it. I will get to that. I will watch a few people play it and kind of get a vibe of it, but I'm just like right now I was like I am interested, but putting money towards that is not something I'm going to do at the moment, because I kind of want to get the vibe. Like how are the loops? Is it a hitman? Like how much of it is a hitman, or is it a memorize the things and whatever, or is it like go your own way, do your own thing, figure your shit out, make it work how you want to make it work, which it seems like it is, but how much of it is like that? I don't have the answers to that yet, but I would like to play it. I think I will dedicate a little bit, probably my lunch during my lunch tomorrow. During my lunch break, I will investigate and kind of watch some gameplay of it. Do I keep just pulling the wrong pieces out? I think I keep. Yeah, I keep pulling the wrong pieces out here, which is fun. Very fun. That is a good indication that I am tired. Is when I start taking the wrong pieces off of a sprue. That is definitely a good indication that I am tired. Tomorrow, my big agenda. So I got to work on a project. Like I said, I'm doing this contract work, which is fine and fun uh, enough. But I'm also going to mow the backyard. Hooray! Some lawn care action going. Always needs it. Grows so fast down here. Constantly growing. Constantly needing me to mow. But I did a lot of prep work. Got a lot of stuff ready to go take some stuff, and then of course the grass from the lawn clippings will also join me in my adventures. Uh, okay, so this went in. This goes in, I think, hopefully pretty easily. All right, so go like that. Okay, building this gun. I think we're doing it. Hey, Dr. Jones, welcome. You want me to ring the bell? I will do that in one moment. Let me try to get this big gun completed here. Gotta build this big gun, and then I will ring the bell. All right, so there's the big gun. We're almost done. There's a little bit more of it, but Lord Crescent also wants me to ring the bell, and I will. Here is the first bell. Here is the second bell. Thank you for using your channel points. Someday I will have more to do than ask a question that I have to answer, which I will answer questions anyway, just about all of them anytime. That's just a strange thing to put in there, but I needed something. And then, of course, the bell and yeah, I believe that's it. So I gotta figure out something else. I will someday have more for your contributions. But right now, that's all I got for you. All right. Try to get this big gun together here. There's also a shield that goes on the gun. No, the shield is separate from the gun. Okay. I was like, what? Does the gun also have that? The gun also lives on the kit. That doesn't make any sense. It's a weird kit, and it's got transformation, which I'll have to figure out how to do. I'll probably do the transformation off stream and show it off on. That's definitely what I'm going to do. I want to say probably. Let's say definitely that I won't transform it on stream. I will do that off stream and then show it off on the next one. Dr. Jones says Twitch got rid of ad bits, so I never have any of those to give anymore. I'm sorry, Dr. Jones. Yes, I know that was a way that some people could contribute, but I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Like I said, people doing bits and coins, it's always appreciated. It's not something people have to do. Or people contributing through subscribing or gifting subs. None of that is necessary. It's helpful. I love it. The numbers go up, and that rules. But it's not something that people are required to do by any means. But just being here. And some people can't be here that often, or they don't want to be here that often, and that's fine. People want to be here when they can. They want to come for an hour or 20 minutes, or once a week or once a month. Like, totally okay. Got to be honest, I'm like not into anime stuff at all, but I like to drop by because you're a nice guy. Appreciate that, Dr. Jones. I understand, especially since I started doing manga reviews. Mainly because I'm just reading a lot of manga right now. I understand that is not something that not everybody's into. But at some point, I will have more actual life stuff going on. I just don't right now. Like, hey, here's the thing. I submit applications to jobs. That is most of my day is writing cover letters to jobs that I don't really want to do. Do you ever like play a video game? I mean, I do. In fact, on Wednesday, I'll be playing more of my Pokemon randomizer run. I'll be playing Pokemon Fire Red. We've done a few streams of that, and I'll be continuing that run. Of course, that's an old video game. But I did play Psychonauts 2. Really enjoyed Psychonauts 2. I finished that up. I have now finished all of that, and that's been very fun. So that was a good time. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I mean, I try to play some games, but yeah, right now most of my day is either doing contract work that is very boring, or customer service stuff that is very boring, or like I said, or is like me sending resumes out and trying to get work. Ben Pack wrote a tweet that was basically my life, which is just like, hey, in case you're wondering, I'm a non-Latino white citizen, United States citizen that like doesn't need doesn't need help to work in the United States, which is just like I click on that 5 times a day. It was one of those things where it was just like, oh, is this me? Did I write this? Because that is what I'm doing. What I'm often dealing with is just be like, yeah, no, no, I'm a U.S. citizen. You don't have to help me stay in this country. Uh, I can legally work here. Yes, this is my nationality. Cool. And my ethnicity. Cool. Are you even going to read this application? I have no idea if you will. That is a lot of my fucking day. Not particularly fun. So yeah, a lot lately. I've been reading a lot of manga, and so I've been talking about that on streams. He did not have a job line. So Dr. Jones, don't know. Not something. I haven't really talked to Ben in a while. My assumption is that he had something because he was like, I'm going to be doing something that where I don't have to tweet. Now, if that is over or if that was a short-term thing, I don't know. But it's not like I don't think he's been unemployed since he left. So my assumption is that it was probably, not a super long-term thing. Uh, uh, what are the worst parts of applications that you've been doing lately? Lord Crashington, I mean, honestly, it's just like um, people ask for a lot in a cover letter without telling you. Like, there are a lot of people looking for work right now, right? And so a lot of folks can say they want, like, basically a lot of uh, a lot of job applications are also like housing. I don't know if you've heard this, but if you want to buy a house these days, you have to write like a letter, like about like what you're gonna do with the house and how you love it and how like your life story. You have to sell them. It's not just like, hey, I have the money and I will pay you a little bit more than what other people would be willing to pay and whatever. It's just like, no, you got to sell them on it, and that is also a job. Like job applications, a lot of them right now are like, hey, your cover letter should include why you're the best candidate for this and like why you really, really want to work here. And it's like, I need money and I can work from, and this job doesn't require me to come into an office and I can work from home or I can work from home and then in 6 months when I move back to New York, I can go into your New York office. Like that's like I shouldn't have to sell myself this way. You should, read my cover letter about like why I'm excellent for this job, and then also you should like see that that I am that I am qualified and a great candidate for this, and then like have follow-ups and get me to the fucking interview portion. But I shouldn't have to like write 5 paragraphs about how this is going to be my career. Yeah. Fast-paced environment, we're understaffed. Yes. 10 pages of shit. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hey, you have to do this online application, which is also your resume. It's all the stuff you wrote in your resume, but also we need you to enter in this so that we can put you in a big document and then run, I don't know, I assume some sort of algorithm to feed, out, to get different information to come out of this than what you wrote so that we can categorize you and then see if you got the percentages right. My resume, I need money, you have money, maybe I do work and you give me money. Yes. Yeah, who knows? It's a lot. All right, I'm gonna try to get the bottom part of this in here. This big weird gun. This has to go in like this. All right, and we'll see here. What do we got going on here? Friend Weeb is now following. Welcome, Friend Weeb. Welcome, welcome. And hey, Anonymous Gifter just gave That's Quasi a tier 1 sub. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter. Appreciate that very much. I like when they try to auto-fill the application for your resume and it's all fucked up. That is always really fun. Yes, that is a good time when they're just like, This is what you want, right? It's like, no. Okay, so I don't know quite how this connects, but it's not doing it properly. So there it is. Now it did it. Okay, we have now almost completed the big gun. So let's actually complete the big gun, and then we'll do the shield. I'll do the shield off screen, and I'll do the transformation off stream, and I'll show it off on Thursday because we'll start a new kit on Thursday. But I'll show you the shield and the transformation. But let me finish this part up because we got a few minutes left in the stream, so I'll do that at least get that part done because I have that, and then I need just 2 more pieces or 3 more pieces, and we'll be ready. So we'll do that. The only reason I'm still in my current job is because I can't bear the idea of dealing with the job market. Good luck with that. Yes, good luck with it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm looking for full-time employment. I would even be willing to consider in-person stuff here. But the other thing is I've lived in South Carolina right now since what? July of 2020. So it's been over a year. And the number one thing I get from people is like, okay, well, when are you leaving? Like they are convinced that I am going to move away. And and yeah, I am. I mean, they're not wrong, but also like I don't know when that's going to be. I don't have a set plan. I don't have like they need to give me a job so I can move, but I'm not going to move until I've worked for a while, long term here in South Carolina. So like I get that, but also like hire me and pay me well enough that I will be annoyed to have to move. But I am going to. I mean, it's going to happen. I will get out of here. It's just it's taking longer when things stop being so fucked. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, look, shit's happening in New York again. Do I think it's too soon for shit to be happening in New York again? Yeah, I do. Do I want to be part of the shit that's happening in New York? 100%. I want to be back in New York. I want to be working at there's a couple new theaters that opened up, uh, and I want to work at those theaters. And I want to go back to the other ones that have survived, and I want to like be in it because they right now there's a new crop of comedians in New York, and they don't know that I'm a great tech person, and they got to learn that I'm the best tech in New York City. I can't say I'm the best tech in New York City if I don't live in New York City, so I got to get back there because right now it's just weird. I work remotely doing call center type stuff or hiring. It's a decent job and it's benefits and stuff, paid vacation. You can send you info if you want, but I'm not sure what kind of money you're looking for. Dr. Jones, if you want to tweet me something or send me a DM because my DMs are open, I'm more than welcome to listen to that. Yeah, I do some customer service stuff, so I'm totally like keen to check that out. If you want to send me a DM at your leisure, that's totally cool. As long as you're not getting a question from your mom and dad every morning when you get your coffee. Any other way. Um, if you want to join my Discord, you could message me there. You can also whisper me out here on Twitch. You can send me a whisper on Twitch. I rarely use the whispers, but I'll get a notification you sent me a whisper if you want to do that. Um, yeah, or yeah, on my Discord if you want to do that as well. Also, congratulations on getting rid of Twitter. You don't need it. I kind of do because I got to do this stuff, but someday I won't. All right, we are body complete. We built the big weapon on this kit. Again, I'm gonna build the shield and transform this kit off stream, and I'll show it on Thursday along with whatever I'm working on next because my $10 patrons will be able to decide what I'm building next out of my backlog. So we'll get to that. But right now I'm going to take a photo of this after we're done. We are going to raid though. Totally understand, Dr. Jones. Totally cool. I am going to figure out who's doing something that we want to go hang out with. We're going to go raid somebody. Let's see who is doing things that I want to go see what they're doing. Ba ba ba. So feel free to come along on this raid once I figure out who we're gonna go hang out with. Uh, let's see. Um, we're gonna go raid Mary Kish, who's playing Psychonauts too. I haven't raided Mary in a hot minute, and Mary rules. So we'll go give Mary a raid because her community is fantastic. We have some crossover between the two. So we'll go give her a raid in just a moment. So feel free to come along on this raid. And hope to see you in the future. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday night. Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back, and we'll hang out, and I'll play Fire Red Randomizer. Thanks so much for being here. See you in the future. Good night, everybody. Bye bye. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.